And before we get into the episode today, just a big thank you to all of our patrons and our producers here on Esoteric Atlanta. Without you guys, this channel would not be possible. If you would like to help support the work we do here on Esoteric Atlanta, there is a link to our Patreon account down in the description box below. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Esoteric Atlanta. We're going to do this episode today in podcast form. It's not going to be a very, very long episode. I am going to put some video footage up as well, simply because I am a hot and sweaty mess right now. I just finished teaching, and now I have to take the dog out in a minute, so I'm going to be staying a hot and sweaty mess. And so to save you from that sight, you're just going to do this in voice form. So this episode, this is a sampler for you guys. This is a gift from the Esoteric Academy to you guys watching right now. Now, the full episode of this, the full thing is not on the YouTubes. I'll explain in a minute. But just so you guys know, at the Esoteric Academy, we are looking at somatic healing. And somatic healing, soma basically means body healing. So in the broader sense of the word, any type of exercise would be considered a somatic form of healing. However, there are particular techniques that are specifically designated for somatic therapy. And that is something we're doing for this summer at the Esoteric Academy. Usually what I've been doing is I take months and I pick a topic. Last month, we looked at the axis of the body, which the axis, AXIS, is basically the spinal cord. It's where Sushumna lies. It's where the energy flows in and out of the body. It's the central point of the body. And part of what we do in general on the Esoteric Academy is we take literal workouts, like what we see in the Western world as a workout class, lifting weights, strength training, bar, which comes from dance, all these different walking videos, running videos, cardio, flush videos, rebound videos, like all these different forms of exercise that in the Western world, we're more concerned with, vanity or being skinny or being healthy. But in the Eastern philosophy, all of these same actions, cause of action, are more or less for your energetic and spiritual life. And so that is what we do at the Esoteric Academy. And for me personally, in my own life, in my own experience as a Westerner who was not born into this world of Eastern philosophy, many of you guys know I spent a lot of time in India, but I was born a white girl in Atlanta, Georgia. None of my family ever went to India and did all this stuff. I did this, and it changed my person. That was the first big shift I noticed in myself on my own journey, was when I started to look at exercise as something completely different than what I had been taught to view it as a child. When I started to feel the burning sensation, the sweat, the upped heart rate as something more spiritual than necessarily physical. It is both. It is also physical. So all the health benefits are also very much a part of this. However, the purpose, the crux of the situation that we have here in our physicality in our own body has to do with the spiritual application of what these exercises do for us. And the ancients, you guys have heard me say this so many times on my channel, the ancients, our ancient ancestors from all over the world, had a lot of very similar beliefs. Maybe they had different words for it, but they had very similar beliefs. And one of the things that they taught was that the foundation, period, point blank, end of story, the foundation of any spiritual work is exercise. And that is because we came here to be in our bodies. We have to be in our bodies. We have to experience the humanity of ourselves. So many people are so fascinated in the chakras, or they're fascinated in like opening up their third eye. And that's great. I'm so glad people are in the Western world are becoming more aware of these old systems of belief. However, you absolutely cannot open up your third eye unless you actually work on your lower chakras. They work together. And so many people, I feel like in the wider world of YouTube, these spiritual channels are really screwing people up. They're like really messing people up, because If you try to work on your third eye without dealing with the other chakras first, it's going to be a disaster. You're going to end up being so much in your ego, your false sense of self, that everything you think is a spiritual attunement or a spiritual message is purely your imagination or a Lizzie. So this is vitally important, like vitally important. The chakras themselves cannot, listen to me as I say this, the chakras cannot activate unless you actually move your body, which is common sense, right? Because the energetic body is housed within the physical body. So if we're not pumping our blood, if we're not pumping oxygen, then no vitality is coming into that energetic axis, which is where the chakras reside. Again, the lower three chakras are in your lower belly area, and that's your humanity. Muladhara all the way up to Manipura, that's what makes you human. And you came here to planet Earth to be human. My friend Cindy says this, Cindy, who is also doing stuff on the Esoteric Academy, she often says, spirit is what you are forever. That's your eternal state, is spirit. But what you're being asked to do right now is to be a human being and to embrace in those lessons of being human, to be in a physicality, to experience the marching of time that the body has, to experience the polarities of the body, the needs of the body, the fact that we have to sleep, the fact that we have to eat. These are all conditions of where our soul is right now, and our soul is in a human experience. A lot of times these modern day spiritual teachers will often, in their teachings, they pretty much like disassociate people from the human experience, which is doing nothing but creating more karma. And that's another thing, you guys. Karma is not a bad thing. I think people are very, very, very confused about karma in the Western world because they haven't been taught it properly. Karma is neutral. Karma is neither bad nor good. It's our perception of karma that makes it bad or good. All karma is action and reaction, cause and effect. Because you drink water, the karma of that is that you're hydrated and you have to pee later. Like, everything is cause and effect. So everything in this world is karma. Karma is what creates friction. It's necessary. Every single person alive on this planet, if you are walking on this planet in a body, you have karma. That's why you came here, because karma then becomes your lessons. That's all it is. It's your lessons. It's lessons that your soul needed to learn. It's not good or bad. It's just stuff that your soul needed to learn to refine itself. And that's why we're here. That's why we're here. There's so many imposters in the world that are trying to like sabotage people on their path and give them the easy way out. But the easy way out is just either going to put you on the service to self path, the lazy path, or it's going to guarantee you a ticket back to Earth. And I just am here to say none of that is good for you, right? Like, we have to really consider the fact of why we came here. We didn't come here just to fight the bad guys. That's not the main purpose of us coming here. The main purpose for us individually coming here is to work on our own karma. And if that's not something we're willing to do, then we'll just have to keep repeating this until we finally decide to do the work. Suffering is a part of that. In this class, this free sampler class, we are going to talk about the Four Noble Truths of Buddhism, which are very similar to a lot of the teachings of yoga, which is that suffering is a part of this life path. It's necessary. Suffering is necessary. We have to be uncomfortable enough and suffer enough so that we will change. If you want to change, if you need to change, then you need to be challenged, because you will never change unless you are challenged. And that involves, in a lot of cases, suffering. So once we feel that intense suffering, that sadness, that physical pain, whatever that might be, whatever that discomfort is, once we can't ignore that, that is what sparks change. And so it's necessary. It's absolutely necessary. I think a lot of times in the Western world, I've said this, I'm like beating a dead horse saying this, but I think it bears repeating. I think sometimes in the Western world, one of our biggest handicaps is that we, for some reason, in the Western world, we think that suffering and discomfort are bad. Like, it's not okay to be uncomfortable. But that's, again, how you change and grow. You have to be uncomfortable. Every human being on the planet goes through discomfort. That's part of being in a body. It's not wrong. It's just part of the learning path. It's part of what we go through to learn, is to be uncomfortable. And so when we get into these workouts, that's something that I'm going to encourage you, because a lot of people stop working out or stop an exercise because they feel a little uncomfortable. Well, I want to let you know that every single human being on the planet is experiencing the same thing you're experiencing. It's okay for you to be uncomfortable. You're strong enough to handle it. And so as we start to go through these practices and really explore the spirituality, that becomes such a crucial part of that experience. Because not only is it showing you where you're holding on to karma, where you're holding on to patterning and thoughts that aren't serving you anymore, but it also exercises your brain. You know, meditation is not manifestation. Meditation isn't imagination. Meditation is being in a one pointed single focus. So bringing the mind to that single pointed focus. So when we're in something uncomfortable, the mind is going to start to negotiate with you. The mind is going to start to tell you that this is uncomfortable. I can't do this. This hurts. I'm miserable. Because the mind is associated with the false sense of self. But if you rest into the spirit, if you rest into your soul, if you listen to your mind giving you these thoughts, negotiating with you, if you just say to the mind, thanks for your input, but I think I'm going to stay. I think I'm just going to stay here and lean into this discomfort. Usually at that point, you can rest within your soul. And when you rest within your soul, the discomfort becomes manageable because the soul wants this. The soul came here for this. And so I'm going to encourage you guys to really challenge yourself, whether you do that with us on the Esoteric Academy or on your own or with your own teacher. Just really watch your mental negotiations. That's the second sutra of the Yoga Sutras, Yoga Chitta Vritti Nirodha. Basically, your problem as a human being, the main karma you have is your thoughts. That's your main karma, is your thoughts. And don't believe everything you think. Allow yourself to evolve. Allow yourself to experience the beauty of change, the beauty of resilience. And you didn't come this far to only come this far. And so I encourage you guys to do the practice, do the sampler class, really experience the roller coaster of emotions that we're going to go through in this class. And the final part where you should feel really, really good when we're integrating it all together. And hopefully, it is my hope, as someone who is trying to be on the path of service to others, that this will inspire you to take your power back, that this will inspire you to really take care of yourself. If you're not interested in the spirituality, frankly, doing stuff like this is the biggest middle finger that you can give to the establishment, because you're taking your health back too. You're taking your health back. You're taking your power back. You're taking your body back. You're taking your life back. You're allowing yourself longevity. Good health is your birthright. Good health is your birthright. But the problem is that we don't, in the Western world, seem to understand is that we have to work for it. We have to earn it. It's your birthright, but you also have to put effort in to earn it. And that good health is there for you. You just have to be brave enough and courageous enough. The initiate's path is a very hard path to walk. That's why not many people graduate. That's why it takes a lot of people, a lot of souls, or many lifetimes to actually graduate, because it is uncomfortable and it's hard. But you can do it. Just because something's hard does not mean that it's not worth it. Just because something is hard doesn't mean it can't be fun too. And that's what we try to do at the Esoteric Academy. Now, as you guys know, I've spent many years in India studying traditional yoga. We do have an Ashtanga playlist. We do have that on the Academy, but I personally understand that that particular lineage is not for everyone. That is an incredibly intense lineage. It's considered the punk rock of yoga. And not everybody needs to put their legs behind their head, or not everybody needs to catch their ankles in a back bend or do a forwards and back handstring. And so what I've done in the Esoteric Academy is I've taken all my lessons in the years of study with aponic energy, pranic energy, the different vayus, the nadis, the axis, everything that I've studied, what's neutralizing the body, what's giving the body potency, every single thing that I have learned and studied, I have now taken that and I've designed meticulously taken the time to design different styles of exercises that incorporate those same philosophies and those same lessons, but in a more manageable way. so that you don't have to necessarily do the actual Ashtanga practice. We have walking videos. You can do walking videos. My favorite are the bar fusion classes, which is what this class is, because with the fusion classes, I fuse many different lineages together. So I'm fusing in this particular class, we're fusing somatic therapy, we're fusing weightlifting, we're fusing some strength training and dance all together in one actual hour-long practice. And for me and my personal body, my personal experience, these fusion classes are literally one of the most potent classes. But the skill, it's hard. They're hard. It's a very sweaty class. You're going to see with me, it's very sweaty. But skill-wise, it's not demanding that much. And so it becomes more manageable. And so we have a whole library of the fusion classes, a whole library of cardio classes for those who love cardio. We have a library of strength training with weights, all sorts of stuff. Now that's with the exercise playlist. Of course, on the Academy, we also have courses. So I have courses over the Bhagavad Gita. I have a course over Krishnamacharya's teaching on holistic health. I have a course called The Alchemy of Movement, which is one of my actual workshops that I do live, where we talk about all the different exercises like cardio, anaerobic, so aerobic, anaerobic, strength training, isometric holds. Like, what does this all mean? Like, what are these exercises doing to your body, and how does that translate spiritually? So that Alchemy of Movement workshop is on the courses page of the Academy. And all the great thing about these courses, guys, like, I've spent thousands and thousands of dollars learning this stuff for myself, but we've literally just compiled all of these courses, and it's an ongoing growing library. We're working on a few more courses right now as we speak, but as we grow this library, you get the courses for just $40 a month, which is so cheap compared to what I've paid and what other people pay. But you can take this at your own leisure. Like, you don't have to go to a shala and sign up and be there at a particular time. You can take them at your own leisure. You can go back and retake them. The library is there for you forever. It's forever. And so with that being said, I really hope that if you're interested, and this is something that you've been wanting to try for a while, we are doing a special right now, and that special discount code will be over on the other platform with the full practice. So you'll have that discount code, which is going to give you 20% off your first 6 months with us at the Esoteric Academy. So depending on which tier you purchase, whether that's tier 2, which is just the exercises, which is $25 a month, or tier 3, which includes all the exercises, the live classes, everything, plus the courses, which is $40 a month. Whichever one you pick, you're going to get 20% off your tuition each month for the first 6 months. And that's a huge discount. So yeah, and you also get the first 7 days for free. So if you're still hesitant and you're not sure, you don't know if you should spend your money on this, then you can sign up. You get 7 days to try the Academy for free. You can squeeze everything you want out of it for 7 days. And if you decide after the 7 days that it's not worth it, that it's not for you, that's totally fine. You can absolutely cancel your membership, no worries. So with that being said, you guys, because of this platform, because of the scandals of this particular platform, and it's hard for us to actually get our points across on this platform sometimes, if you want to participate, if you want to experience this free class, this will be a free class forever. It will always be up on the R platform, RUMBLE. That platform, it's going to be up over there. Just follow the link to my channel down in the description box below. You'll see it's the same thumbnail. You can click on it. If you're in a country that does not get that particular platform, we are going to be placing this free video also up on the Esoteric Academy on our free page, where we put a lot of our more potent videos from YouTube. We're going to put it over there as well, so that if you're in France or another country and you want to try it, you can go to the Esoteric Academy website and it'll be up there for you to try it there too. So with that being said, you guys, please head over to the other platform. Give this class a chance. Give it a try. Again, it's a 60-minute class, followed by about a 15-20 minute meditation at the end. So we hope that you enjoy it, and we hope that you enjoy getting sweaty and having fun with us. As I say, a lot of people request My playlist. I think I have really good taste in music, so it's quite nice when my students also tell me that I have good taste in music, and I get that question a lot on the academy and in my live classes here in Atlanta. And so over on the other platform, on the RUMBLE platform, I have listed in the description box all of the music that I used in this exercise video so that you can add it to your playlist if there's a song that you like, and let the music, enjoy the music. It's part of the dance, right? It's part of the work, and so enjoy the emotion that the music pulls out in you so that you can observe it and you can refine your soul. With that being said, it is my pleasure to serve you, to give you this free class for you to try and start that path of taking your own power back, taking your health back, taking your spirituality back, and taking yourself back. And we'll see you over on the other platform.